Black Lives Matter is a Democratic Party scam. It's a combination street army, terrorist organization, and voter turnout machine, and has killed and will continue to kill policemen, white people, Hispanics, and Asians. Oh, and Black Lives Matter gets black people killed too. So let's start by disassembling the lie that BLM is based upon. The idea that white people, especially white policemen, are exterminating young American black males. A lie this big has to be broken down into individual lies to show just how shameless the BLM big lie really is, and I'm deeply grateful to Heather McDonald, an actual journalist, who dug into the government reports to get a handle on what is actually happening in America today. So what's the truth? Well, the truth is that police fatally shoot far more whites and Hispanics, both in total numbers and as a percentage of total homicides, than they do blacks. According to a Washington Post report, in 2015, police officers killed 662 whites and Hispanics and 258 blacks. And in the vast majority of all these cases, white, black, and Hispanic, the victims were attacking or threatening the police officer with a gun. 12% of all white and Hispanic homicide victims are killed by police officers, compared to only 4% of all black homicide victims. In 2014, there were a total of 6,095 black homicide deaths. That's over 20 times the number of blacks killed by police. Now, virtually all of these black homicide victims had been killed by other blacks. And as far as the lie of blacks being exterminated by whites, the truth is that blacks commit murder at 11 times the rate of whites alone. So if Black Lives Matter really mattered to Black Lives Matter, then they would protest what is far and away the primary killers of young black males in America, which is other young black males. But they don't. So they don't. Now, it is absolutely true that blacks make up 26% of the police shooting victims and yet are only 13% of the national U.S. population. Now, surely that is evidence of racial targeting on the part of racist police officers. But it's not. In fact, it's just the opposite. Let's take New York, for example. 23% of New Yorkers are black, but they commit 75% of the shootings. Whites make up 33% of the population of New York City. They commit about 3% of the shootings. So what does that actually mean out there in the real world? It means that if blacks commit 75% of the shootings and whites commit 3%, then cops are 25 times more likely to be looking for a black shooter than a white one. Now, in neighboring Brooklyn are two communities, predominantly black Brownsville and predominantly white and Asian Bay Ridge. The shooting rate in Brownsville is not 25 times that of Bay Ridge. It's 81 times higher. So, what does all of that mean for Black Lives Matter's big lie that white cops are assassinating black males on the streets of America? Well, the number of policemen killed in the line of duty has more than doubled in 2016, and over the last 10 years, a police officer is 18 times more likely to be killed by a black assailant than an unarmed black being killed by a cop. Oh, we have a national epidemic, all right. When it comes to who actually gets killed in confrontations between blacks and police, 18 times as many cops are killed by blacks than unarmed blacks are killed by police. So, why does the president invite the leaders of Black Lives Matter to the White House for support and encouragement? Why does the Attorney General, only a few days after a BLM-inspired murderer assassinated 5 policemen in Dallas, say to the leaders of the BLM movement that they should not be discouraged by the fact that there are all those dead policemen in Dallas, and that the Justice Department would continue to work with them in order to build a brighter future? Why? Well, first, BLM is handy as street muscle. It's a private army of thugs that they can send to disrupt Republican conventions, especially Donald Trump rallies. Now, leaked emails reveal that the Ford Foundation, George Soros, and a few other shady characters are raising $130 million for the Black Lives Matter cause. Even at the going rate for professional protesters, $130 million is far more money than they could possibly spend on street protests. So why are they raising that kind of money? Well, because big players know the value of fear when it comes to getting their way. You see, Black Lives Matter is really a get-out-the-vote machine that the Democrats cannot win without. They need a huge majority of black voters, and a huge number of them too, in order to win national elections. Now, blacks came out for Obama. They're not so keen on Hillary, but if the president and the attorney general tell Black America that they're being murdered by white policemen despite the fact that they have access to the same numbers we just showed you, well, then it's in the vital interest of Democrats to gin up and keep up a perpetual race war in order to motivate the slaves on their vote plantation. The BLM movement provides a moral fig leaf for the real message, which is this: keep the Democrats in power, and the entitlement bribes of Obama phones and EBT cards and all the rest are going to keep on coming. However, throw the Democrats out. All of America's black-on-black killing fields in the cities have been governed exclusively by Democrats for half a century or more. Well, throw them out, and the riots we see in Ferguson and Milwaukee and all the rest will be coming soon to a city near you. By claiming victimhood, these professional protesters are calling for reducing the police presence in Black communities. And that means that more Black people, many hardworking, law-abiding, and completely innocent Black people, will die at the hands of other Black people. The Democrats not only don't care about all of this, they actually need to keep these fires burning down Black neighborhoods in Black cities so that soulless, shameless mediocrities like Barack Obama can go golfing in the Hamptons with his rich white friends, and Hillary Clinton can make $100 million selling political influence for cash. It's just blackmail, and it's going to get bigger, and it's going to keep coming. We need your help to keep these messages coming. If you want to help us make a difference, please go to billwhittle.com and become a member.